Etruscan numbers. And thankfully, luckily for us, Etruscan numbers are pretty well attested. We know most of them, except for numbers like 100 and 1000, mainly because ages didn't get up to that high number. A lot of the numbers come from dice that have been labeled. And you can see an example of the dice in the link below in the description from the site of Poggio Civitate, and also from tombs. Although some numbers we only know in terms of their stem, like 70 or 80 or 90, we've been able to get 7, 8, 9. Numbers are inflected, so that means they have case endings, which is a thing that's different from Latin nouns. If you know Latin, the Latin nouns, except for 1, 2, and 3, all the rest of them, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's their one form. Whereas Etruscans, nouns can appear in either the nominative or the genitive. We assume they could do other forms, but we have none of them attested. So here we have the Etruscan numbers 1 through 10. So 1 is thu, and this is written out, so we have the transcription and then it actually in Etruscan. 2 is zal, 3 is ki, 4 is sa, 5 is max, 6 is huth, 7 is kesb, 8 is semth, 9 is nerf, and 10 is sar. And then combinations of these allow us to morph them around. So, for example, if we were to take the form of ki, and the form for 10, kis saris, that's how you would say 13. Or, for example, if we take huth, and again 10, sorry. We have 16, huth saris. So that's very similar to how Latin works, where you would take the number for 3 and the number for 10, and you would get tre decim, or se decim. And we see this in modern languages as well, such as Italian, tredici or sedici, and so clearly these are the Romans seem to be adopting a similar number system to the Etruscans, probably because the Etruscans were a major trade group in the Mediterranean at the time of the development of Rome, probably were trading with the Romans, and the Romans needed a common number system to work with them on. Now, obviously, when you're counting, you're not just going to write these numbers down. So the Etruscans did have a tally mark system, similar to our Arabic numerals for the words, that we have. So 1 would have been represented by just a hash mark. 2 is 2. 3 is 3. 4 is 4. 5 you would see as this upside down V. Here, right there, and then you have 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. We know the numbers, we know the symbols for 50 was an upside down V with a bar in the middle of it. And then 100 was this star symbol here. Although we don't know what that means. People think that the numbers for 500 and 1000 were a half D a backwards D, and then the circle with the cross in it. But we really can't prove that those numbers, if these are actually the numbers, or if they're maybe the Roman influences coming in. We know a few more things about numbers. We're able to tell how to make decades. So when we're talking about people, let me just erase these. So if we wanted to say that someone was 20 years old or in their second decade, we take the word for 20, which would be written as Zathrum, and then we would add the ending als. All right, so to be able to say 30, we would have something like Kalx. 70 would be Sespalx. So this would look so Kalx is 30, Sespalx is 70. If we wanted to then say someone was 75 years old, just like Latin having two forms put in together, such as when they would do 21, Uginti unus is 21. The Etruscans did a very similar thing. So 75 would be Sespalx, and then Mox, excuse me. Mox Sespalx, which would be 5 and 70, or 75. All right, so clearly we can see a lot of connections within the number systems between the Etruscans and the Romans. One last thing that the Etruscans are able to do with their numbers is to make them into adverbs. So if you want to say something happened once, twice, or 3 times, you would simply add a zeta to the end. So, thuns, written in Etruscan as means once. Esils would be twice, or kiz, written like this, would be 3 times, or trice if you like the old English forms. If you want to say the ordinal numbers, say something happened on the 20th or the 1st, you would just simply add the ending. Sorry, mixing up my alphabets here. Sna. So to say something happened on the 20th is za, run, run, snay. All right. So that's a basic overview of how the Etruscan number system worked, and kind of some comparisons with how it seems to maybe influence the Romans, and vice versa, in terms of the greater numbers. In the link below, there's a link, in addition to seeing what an Etruscan dice looks like, there's also a link to a video by Latin Tutorials talking about Roman numerals and how they definitely are coming from the Etruscan numbers that I presented to you earlier. All right, thanks for watching.